Greetings, sports fans. This is George, a Custom Taught Flies and Guide Service. And today we're going to do a tutorial on an October Caddis Larva pattern. I will put the ingredients on the in the description. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. So I'm going to put a little light on this so that I can see what I'm doing. This is what it looks like when it's done. So I'll walk you through and name off each of the items here. So first off, this is a Mustad C068 scud hook. I'm using Danville Flymaster tan in a 70 denier, and I'm just gonna make a little thread base here. I'm going to come back up, and I'm going to stop about an eye width and a half from the back of the eye. I'm going to put some lead wire in here. This is 0.020 inch lead wire. I get this from Hareline, but I mean, you know, lots of folks sell it. And I'm just gonna take about 5 turns here. And you should end up about an eye width behind your eye. And then you're just gonna lash that wire in place. I don't really have to mummify it. Just want to make sure that it doesn't move on you. And I tie these in phases for survivability and structural integrity, and so it makes them a little more sturdy. I'm just going to put some head cement on this lead wire, and I'm going to set that off to cure. And get tied in here again. And again, I'm going to run down to the back of a hook, right there where the bend and the, just a little bit past where the bend and the shank come together. For the rib, I'm using Hareline's micro tubing in light golden stone. I'm going to make these wraps. I'm going to counter wrap these, so I want to make sure that my ribbing is on the far side of the hook. You want a nice tapered body here. So for the body, I'm using Hareline's Hare-Tron dubbing in March brown color. And I'm just going to dub a fine dubbing noodle on the thread. And when I build a tapered body, I like to start sculpting it. I start up at the front and kind of put a base in, and then taper my way back forward. And that camera's going to be in the way, so I'm going to have to improvise here. No, not quite. There we go. On a nice smooth transition. Very nice. All right, I'm going to put a couple of half hitches in right on top of the wire. Bring my dubbing cradle around. And I got this micro tubing rib that I got wrapped all around the back of my vise here. So let me get that off. All right. Now you're going to pull some tension. This is stretchy. You just pull some tension on it and get the rib blade in. And you're going to take it all the way up and get a couple turns on the lead wire. Take your thread up across it. All right, clip that off. Now, next I get this from Troutline, which is over in Romania, but it's Argentinian hair, rabbit hair, Argentinian hair fur, but this is what it looks like. It's got lots of guard hairs, and it's a nice blend of stiff and soft. So I'm just going to dub that onto the thread. You don't want a great big clump, just these little wisps. It does tend to give you these little knots. Just get rid of those. And sometimes you got to rake it out a little bit in order to get the fibers to cooperate. And just lay that head on there. All you're doing is just basically covering up the wire. Pay close attention to what's going on the backside. Sometimes you have to add a little bit. It's better to have to add than to try to take it off, because this stuff is really hard to get off the thread once it's on there. There we go. Put a little whip finish on there. I'm going to use a 5 3 here. Oh, that one slipped off. So I guess I'm going to use a 5 2. All right. Now I got a little bit of UV resin that I'm going to put on the thread. You could do a wet whip with this. Since the head is so small, you got to make sure you don't get any of the resin in the eye. If you do get resin in your eye, you should always make sure that you have a couple of cleaner feathers off to the side. This is a cleaner feather. It's just waste, but you take the stem and you put it in the eye and you wipe that extra, it could be head cement or resin, out of the eye. Hit it with the light. And there you have it. Custom tied October Caddis Larva pattern. I hope this was helpful for you. Please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And you can also find this and other bugs on Custom Tied's website. That's www.custom-tied.com. That's custom-tied.com. Have a splash. Don't forget the dash. Happy tying.